Welcome back to Nightly Nonsense. Can I ask you a question? I'm going to try to keep this at 3 minutes. Are you ready tonight? 3 minutes. Going to give you a break tonight. I can't do that, but I'm going to try. Right? Whose side are you on? Anyway. Right? Remember whose line is it anyway? Right? Whose line is it? The whole idea. Whose side are you on? Anyway. Do you know that God asks you to be on his side? But sometimes that could be a very lonely thing. Sometimes we want to play the middle. So let me give you a very familiar object lesson, and then let me wrap this up. Right? I've told you guys before, I love my black line, right? Object lessons. I love it. I think they're fantastic. I don't get to do it in church a lot because it's kind of awkward, but I would love to do it every Sunday morning, and I would love to throw out a question. So here's what I do. I put a black line on the floor. I make everybody stand on the black line. I make them all close their eyes. I look at them to make sure that they're closing their eyes, because cheating is it totally ruins this whole thing, right? And then I ask them a question, right? Does there exist a time, right, when drinking alcohol would be appropriate, right? Would be appropriate. Right? And then I say, if you think there is a time, you're on this side. If there isn't a time, you're on this side. And they move one way or the other. And then I have them open their eyes. Now, here's the deal. You don't know who's on the side of the line, right? If you do it right and your eyes are closed, you have no idea. So I was doing this for youth one time, and I had about 75 kids. It was crazy, right? This huge long line, right? Kid you not, one question I asked, 74 out of 75 are on one side. There was only one kid on one side. It's funny because when I asked the question, right, I then said to them, hey, do you mind sharing why you think this? They gave their testimony, right? They gave their testimony about real life, right? About really living in a situation. And you know what happened? I put the question back up and said, anybody who now would like to change their mind, change your mind. And do you know that every single of one of those 74 kids moved over to the other side? Why? The one kid was absolutely spot on right. But imagine if his eyes had been opening and everybody else on the other side. Do you think there would have been some pressure to get on the side of everybody else? Like, what if God is calling you tonight to be on the side, all by yourself? You can't stay on the line. But you know that this is right, and everybody else thinks it's wrong. Everybody else thinks that you've lost your mind and that you're sinning. And God says, nope, you stay on this line. Do you know why we know this story is true? Because Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did that. Because John the Baptist did things like that. Because over and over and over, there are stories about Elijah, one man, one prophet, against 850 other prophets. The 850 prophets did all they could to call fire down, and guess what? It didn't come. Elijah just simply said, God, show up. Show up and show that you're the right God. And the fire came down from heaven. One guy stood, and guess what it says? All the people went over to Elijah. Hey, they recognized God is God. They went over. Now, did they stay there? Nope. Right? But they went over for a moment, and they got it. So here's my question to you tonight. Right? What are you doing in those moments? Right? Which God are you serving? Right? What side of the line are you on? Are you willing to stand all by yourself while everybody else is crossed to the other side? Right? Are you willing to do that? And are you willing to do it in faith? Close your eyes and just make the decision and say, God, this is what I know is right. I know. And then you open up your eyes and you see the consequences. Are you willing to do that at work, at home? Right? Are you willing to do that in your life? Chew on that. That really truly should be enough for you to chew on for a very, 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 very long time, right? Hope you make the right choice. Get on the right side of the line. We'll see you next time. Nightly Nonsense.